Girl, let me tell you
Love
something.
it.
When I first met you, I was like, yo, this girl really gets paid to throw glitter on people. Like, that is amazing. That is truly amazing. And the fact that you can, like, it's so funny what you can create to monetize.
That's it, that's all. That's it, that's all. Tell me how you feel. That's it, that's all. That's it, that's all. Black excellence at its finest. How that skin glows, she's a true diamond. With the world at her back, she's still smiling. Never let that crown till she stays thriving. That's it, that's all. That's it, that's all. Keep it real. That's it, that's all. That's it, that's all. Is that really it though?
Hey, what up, what up, what up? This is Daz It Daz All. My name is Casey Carnage, and I brought a lot of my girls here today. We're going to talk about, Black women businesses and the things that we get into as being entrepreneurs. And I wanted to introduce my guest. We have Nadia over here, a.k.a. Black Barbie, a.k.a. Queen of the Meg, a.k.a. Queen of YouTube. Okay. We got Chevy Marie, a.k.a. Sheegan Vibes, a.k.a. Sheegan, a.k.a. Baddie that eats vegan only. We got Taylor over here, a.k.a. Sparkle Queen, a.k.a. the singles mixer lady. She gets them together. She gets us together. What I love about this show that we've created is that I want to highlight Black women. We have a space here in the world. We take up a lot of it. And today I want to talk about enterprising within Black women and our communities. And these ladies, they have their own businesses. They are thriving in their businesses, and they are definitely making a mark. So I wanted to swing it over to you, Nadia. Tell me a little bit about your business, Chatworthy.
Yeah, so I have a magazine called Chatworthy Mag, and we feature music, beauty, style, and random shit you want to know about.
Okay.
And it's really centered around emphasizing creators and just giving them a stage to shine on. Because I think so many publications just focus on, celebrities and people who are already at the top versus the people who are continuing to grow. And then I also produce events called Chat with the Events.
I know. I saw she just did this beautiful one for Valentine's Day.
It was amazing.
Okay, dope. Chevy, give us a little bit about Sheegan Vibes.
All right. So I started, it was originally Sheegan because I didn't like being called vegan because I'm plant-based. And I felt too boxy. So I started off Sheegan as just like a compassionate brand of me, like just navigating through life spiritually and mentally. And then it ended up going into clothing and wellness events. So right now I have like Data 360 where I focus more on feminine energy and helping women bring that out. And just being a spirit dresser. And
That's amazing. That's amazing. You bring it like bringing out, that femininity is a thing, soft girl season, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Taylor,
Hey.
to let us know about the Sustainable Sparkle Bar.
So the Sustainable Sparkle Bar, I go to music festivals and special events, and I use biodegradable glitter to create body art and makeup on people. So kind of like Euphoria mixed with festival type makeup. And I work with large brands like T-Mobile and Perrier, and then they hire me to do experiential marketing at events.
Girl, let me tell you
Love
something.
it.
Let me tell you something. When I first met you, I forgot exactly where we met.
I think Soho House.
Yeah. Oh, yes. You were selling hats, and I was telling you how I crochet. And I also thought it was so amazing. I was like, yo, this girl really gets paid to throw glitter on people. Like, that is amazing. That is truly amazing. And the fact that you can, it's so funny what you can create to monetize.
Yeah,
that is insanity. I just want to say cheers. First of all, thank y'all for coming.
Yes.
Thank y'all for coming. Yeah, give her her glass. We're drinking sparkling water today. Here, I can't reach, but here you go. Cheers. So I want to ask you guys about what even made you guys even decide to do. I know, Chevy, you touched base on a little bit in your introduction about why you decided to go into your businesses. What made you decide that this is what I want to do and this is the product that I want to push?
I think as I started to evolve, my style started to evolve, and I didn't see things that I resonated with anymore. Like to shop, thank God for Zara, because that's really my favorite store.
Yeah, me too.
But I just was
Speaking of Zara, did you see that meme? Did you see that meme when the guy was shopping at Zara and he was doing all that? He was Oh my God, I'll send it to you. That shit was hilarious. It was like him like doing all these poses. He was like t-shirt and he was like bent over in the thing, like socks. His feet was up in the air. It was literally, I laughed for like 5 minutes. Oh my God. But go ahead, not to cut you off. I just wanted to know if you saw
No,
it.
send it to me because I like stuff like that. But I just couldn't, I wasn't like feeling anything that was out. So I was like, well, I've always been a creative at heart. I knew when I was young, like I was like, I want my own business and all these other things. So I just put it out there. I'm not a sketch. I'm not a drawer, but I have a vision and I'm a visual person. So I was like, I'm just going to see what happened. And I went through imposter syndrome like a mother. Like, I just was like, is this good? Is this great? I don't know. But once I got involved into the clothing, I was like, it's something else missing. And I remember saying, like, I want women to feel good because I have a lot of friends that have kids. And my thing was, I want my friends to feel good at home when they pick up their kids, when they going out with their girlfriends, just to feel good. You don't have to be half naked, but you could dress like how your spirit feel.
You know what? Casual chic is my jam.
Yeah, I like casual chic. I love it.
I call it chic. That's like literally my thing. Like, I mean, you guys all know me. Like, I wear heels down, but like, I'm a homegirl. Like at heart, like I'm a homegirl. I like my flats if I can wear them. But you know, you could give it some sauce. You know what I mean? You guys, even it's like what was that trend where they were wearing sweatpants and heels. I was like, nah, bruh. But I feel it. Like,
like I will wear heels. And it just was like my friends was like, I just want to just be comfortable because now we're glowing up.
And this is a part of your brand. This is one of your products,
this
right?
Is one of the samples.
Those things are
always
fire.
be like, should I put it out? Should I not?
She's wearing sweatpants. I mean, I know the people that are on YouTube are gonna see this, but the people that are listening to, she's literally wearing sweatpants with fringe on the side. Like, come on now,
fire.
Like it's fire.
It's like I'm comfy, but I'm sassy.
Okay.
And what's that, like a suede type of fringe?
Is it lightweight?
Very light.
Oh, dope.
Very light.
Okay, Taylor, what made you start throwing on glitter on people and saying that this is what I'm going to do? I'm about to take over. Like, poof, just feel like you come in people's face like,
literally. I mean, I like to say I'm the kid who did every craft project growing up and never cleaned up the
I
glitter.
believe that.
Your mom used to be like, hey, don't talk about her no more. Arts and crafts.
My mother will tell you, she'll find glitter in her refrigerator, like when I'm at her house too much.
Damn daughter. That damn daughter of mine.
It's like literally sparkles everywhere. So I'm like, I should figure out how to make money out of this. Like I'm, really good at it. I enjoy it. I also got laid off from my job 5 years ago. I was working in corporate in New York City, commuting from New Jersey, 9 to 5, that whole thing. Yeah, Jersey in the house, absolutely. And once I got laid off, I was like, I knew I would always work for myself, just like how you said. I always knew from as a child, and I was like, let me figure out like how to make this work. So I turned into Sparkle Bar. I first started an event company, so like event planning, which is also a kickback to what I'm doing now, which is great. But I started doing that and I realized that the glitter was still my thing. That was always a constant. So I took all the sparkles that I had to an event, sparkled people, charged money for it, and I made the same amount of money in one day as I would have in 1 week at the part-time job that I had.
Don't you love that?
Wow,
Don't you
that's
love that?
amazing.
It's like y'all making me work too hard, and then y'all want to sit in my face. I want to sit in this office looking at you. Like, like I got other things to do. Like I feel like as like business owners and creating your own schedule, that freedom and doing something that you love and being able to say this is what I do and be proud of it, and not only that, like, monopolizing your time. Like, you're doing this, but you can be doing something else and still be collecting checks. Because I'm about to collect a check, okay? I'm gonna pick up 5 in a week. Okay, it's really that simple. Yeah. It's really that simple. Nadia, tell me, how'd you get started with Chatworthy?
So I've always worked in social media. I had my own social media agency. I've worked with influencers. I was influencing like a publicist for influencers. So I've always kind of just been in social media, and I'm obsessed with Pinterest. And basically my inspiration just comes from seeing what people can create and just displaying it. Like the glitter, I'm just like obsessed with your eyebrows.
First of all, you need to get her in her events because she does a lot of like women friendly things, and I'll tell you, like, they crush it. And first of all, let me tell you something about Nadia. She's tame today. This is Nadia. Like, I'm coming on your show, Kay, and I'm chilling.
Early, okay.
Nadia be looking like, I'm telling y'all, she be looking like Black Barbie on a honey. I'm serious. Like, her looks and her energy when her shows are on and stuff like that. And it's just like, it's so nice to see like my friends and like y'all. Like, I love to see people win, especially Black women win. Yes. Like, this sole purpose of this show is to highlight Black women. And I know that we'll get a lot of feedback about, all inclusive and stuff like that. Yes, we're all inclusive, but this is not what this is about right now. So let's talk about some of the difficulties that you've faced in creating your own business, especially about being a Black woman in your business. Oh, my earring. Thank you. You could just say my earring, girl.
I don't know what we could say on the podcast or
you
what
can
we
say
should.
whatever you want on this podcast, girl. This is a safe space to say whatever you want. If you want to cuss. If you need to, look, I don't care.
Ooh, I've been waiting to cuss today.
But yeah. So let's talk about some of your challenges that you had, basically being in the space of entrepreneurship as a Black woman, and also in your field and being taken seriously in what you do.
I think the first I went through 3. So the first one was balancing my 9 to 5 because I work in HR. I worked in HR. That was the first thing, was balancing the 9 to 5. I would say the second thing was the imposter syndrome, was just knowing that I have this gift, I have this purpose, God gave me this. I literally can just visual it night and day. And I think the third one was just finding a tribe. I think which is why I'm happy I'm sitting with you guys. So I'm just I already know what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I think finding someone who has, you don't have to be plant-based, but you got to have some type of community compassion for life and things. And I think that has been the challenge, really, is just finding tribe members to help build and be poured into each other. I think that's the biggest challenge. It's not a big challenge, but it is when it's your eyes on something all the time.
Right.
So
you're
I feel you on
the
that.
only
I feel you on
person
that.
looking.
I feel you on that because deciding on what, in life, right? You grow up and people are always telling you what you should be doing. And you got to go to school. You got to do this to get this. And you realize that life don't work that way.
No.
It don't work that
No.
way. And you have to really decide what you want to shape your life to be.
Absolutely.
And then we still got to live, right?
Right.
So we
Yeah.
still got to get the bag. Let's talk about, that's what we're talking about, getting the bag. And you have to be happy in that, because if there's something that you're going to stamp your name on, you literally have to feel it and fuel it and, have other people, like you said, your tribe, refuel it. And I think that, you can't do a lot of stuff. You can't do it by yourself. Even though we try, because, most business owners and, most strong Black women, we type A personalities. We got to get it done. And
do it
sometimes
myself.
it's who we are, but sometimes it's our circumstances of what we have to be. So I feel you on that. I'm pretty sure when people tell you, you tell people yeah, I run a sparkle bar, they're like, what?
Absolutely. So
They like champagne.
right? They're exactly. So I moved from New Jersey, right? I've been in LA 5 years. I started the business in New Jersey. I just went home to New Jersey to visit, and somebody I used to work with at one of the bars I used to work at was like, "Oh, you're still in LA?" I was like, "Yeah." And they're still doing that same business? I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah," because in certain markets, they don't understand it, right? So I had to move away from New Jersey because there just wasn't enough business there.
Yeah.
But I moved to someplace like LA where everybody is a creative. There's always some sort of event going on, and I have a year-round business where people just get it, right? So I talk to someone and then I tell them, "Oh, I'm the sparkle queen. I put glitter on people," and they're like, "Really? I know how I can use that. I know somebody who would be interested in that." Versus other parts of the country where they're like,
What?
me, how I have my makeup today. If I were to walk around in New Jersey, people would be like, "Is it your birthday?"
Yeah.
And I'd be like,
It's your birthday. Your makeup's so pretty.
Christmas.
No. Yeah,
Halloween.
Right.
Exactly. I'm like, no, this is just my everyday steez. I need to look like this.
I
Just,
need to be
you know.
sparkle
love it.
boo.
Yeah.
I need to be sparkle boo back
Absolutely.
up. Don't be mad at me because you dull. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Nadia, what about you? What do you think that you've had challenges in what you look? Okay, so let me pose your question a little different, because I know you just started a print magazine.
Yes.
And you just did a launch on that, and I'm sure there was a lot of obstacles with that.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is trusting yourself. You're going to go through so many imposter syndrome moments, so many, places in your mind, in your heart, where you're just like, what am I even doing? Is this even right? Is this even worth doing? Why am I even doing this? And I think the biggest way to overcome that is tribe, community, literally putting yourself in the space of the people who are going to lift you up, who are going to support you, who are going to say, "Girl, that last magazine was bomb. Next time, maybe try this. I know these people," right? And then even getting inspired by other creatives and talking about challenges, talking about things that are uncomfortable. And then you mentioned earlier about like who you have to be. And I think as a Black woman, you walk into a room and you're already, like for me, it's already like, okay, I need to be on point. I need to know this, this, and this. If they're asking me these questions, even to how I'm speaking, you know, and it's just trying to overcome all of that at the same time. It's exhausting.
Absolutely.
It's exhausting. It's exhausting to come into a space where you already feel like there's a certain expectation of you.
Yep.
And a lot of that time, some people don't know how to direct that kind of energy, as to why I think a lot of people have a lot of self-doubt and they won't go after their dreams and they won't go and finish a project because they already have all these expectations around their head about what they need to be. And really, if you trust in yourself, like you said, because you already know the vision, like I do truly believe that God places something in your heart. Like we're vessels on this earth. This is why we don't last always. You know, this is why people die, and this is why we have spirits and energy, because they do transfer. Like I just posted something the other yesterday. I don't know if y'all saw my story, but like somebody posted this thing where it's just kind of like Black people keep coming back, and it's like a literally it's side by side pictures of like somebody in like 1920s and then like Kid Cudi, but they look just alike. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's great. And I really I posted like I said, I don't know if this is extraordinary or scary. I'm not quite sure yet. Like I had a real rough 2021, and I've always been an entrepreneur. I mean, I had clients for shoveling when I was 9. Me and my brother used to sell people pins to my grandmother's bowling league. Like I literally was always finding something to do and trying to monetize it. But I never, and then I went to school for communications. Like I wanted to be a news anchor. And I was like, nah, that job looked dangerous. And it's 24 hours. Right. I be seeing people blowing away. I was like, I want to be in my bed with this ringing. But I had a real rough 2021. And it was really about me figuring out what I want to do. I'm also a singer, as you guys know. So like being that the type of show that I put on and the type of music that I like to do, I didn't feel like I was getting hired like a lot of my peers. So most of my opportunities that I received, I created myself. I've produced all my own shows.
Right.
I've created my own. And I was trying to figure out, what is it that I do? I also have a crochet company called Crochet Couture. And that came out of me being in the pandemic, being bored and, you know, passing on my grandmother's skill about how to do it and creating these pieces. And with my fashion, I was like, oh, I can elevate this shit. You know what I'm saying? But I was really having a hard time. I was going through a breakup. I was going through some stuff with my roommates. I was just going through a lot. And it was really internally like, what is my purpose? Like I was really searching for my purpose. And I realized, and it clicked one day, that I was like, what I actually do, and if I kind of compass, it's like I produce stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm a true producer, not only a producer in business, but a producer in friendships. Like I love bringing people that I love together. Like I love looking out on my shows and I have 5 different groups of friends and they're all getting along.
Yeah.
And I realized at the top of this year, I'm looking at my degree and I'm like, I ain't even using you and you $50,000. Like what are you doing up there? Like looking at me.
Right.
And so I was like, you know what? You know, podcasting is a thing. I love to talk. I love to share information. I love to gather people. And so like I finally felt like at a place where I was like, if I had to say that my business is me.
Yep.
My business is me. And like you said, you had the imposter syndrome and you didn't know what it was. And I realized that my business is me.
Yeah.
And when that epiphany clicked, I realized that my purpose is to keep moving, keep producing, keep creating, keep bringing people together, because that's what I do best. And I realized that, you know, when we get Black women together, it is a mighty force, girl. I'm telling you, that cackle ain't nothing to be played with. That, you know, that kind of love and unity ain't nothing to be played with. And I think that, like, although we have a lot of stuff on our backs and we're dealing with our businesses, the products that we put out are always beneficial to our community in some way, some shape or form. And I love that. Like, and I love that. It's always driven on community. So, I mean, that's my piece on, you know, my part of my business.
I want to say something you both kind of touched on, was just like walking in these rooms and having to be like this and having to talk like this, and that's the part of entrepreneurship that I love, because I ain't got to do shit. I got to be knowledgeable in what I want to do, what feel good, and working in HR, and I'm telling them about what they need, and I'm just like, I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know what I need. I know what, like, I don't have to be a different person when I talk about Sheegan. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you don't have to be different. We
Right.
talk about Sparkle.
Right.
And my business guidelines is me. You know what I'm saying? And it's shaped around me. And I think that's just the beauty of all that. You know what I'm saying? And then the beauty of, like, working with women is that if I give you a seed, I'm not asking you to give me a flower off of it when it grows.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like,
I
all right,
love
girl,
that.
like,
Right.
say
Wait, say that again. Say that again for the people.
Yeah.
what I say.
You said if I give you a seed, I'm not asking
for
to give
piece of
you
the
a flower.
Like, I don't want no kudos.
That's
I don't want no
amazing.
shout outs. I don't want nothing. Like, again, we are our vessels. And for me, like, again, going back, like, I just be like, where do I go from here? Like, I'm from Detroit originally.
Oh,
So-
my family's from Detroit.
Yes, girl. Detroit. Detroit girls. Are the best.
Okay, Michigan. Big M.
But I wanted to get out of the hustle mentality because none of our business are hustles. You know, like, I think they're just, again, we're just vessels.
Wait. So I agree with you on the hustle mentality, but I do believe that you have to have one.
Sure.
Yeah, you have to have it, but it's not called that. Yeah.
That's the double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to operate. It's like when people are saying that you have to operate in survival mode. Like, you can't really get nothing done because if you're trying to survive, you can't really think more than what's in front of you, right?
Yeah.
So I agree with you of not having to operate in the hustle mentality, but I do believe that you need to have one because with that hustle mentality, you are going to create these things. You are going to have to sit down and say, hey, I got to sit at this computer for however long to get these pitch decks up, to get whatever I need to get done. And it takes a certain type of mentality to do that because a lot of people they get distracted.
Yeah.
You know, they
I
get
always say
Or like
trap
the
or die.
analysis paralysis.
I'm like, trap or die.
Yes.
Trap or die.
Because I
That
think
is so
hustle just
true.
make me just be like, woo, okay, I gotta flip this and make $10 out of $5. Like, and I think like it remind me of college. Like in college, like I was hustling. Like I had food stamps. Y'all need some food. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just in a hustle mentality. And I remember working my 9 to 5 and I felt like I was hustling every day because as soon as I get off, I gotta go do this. I gotta go. And I was like, you just trapping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Trap or die.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing, but it's just like, I think it's like cooler to say trap or die.
I mean, look, you better put that on one of your shirts, girl.
No,
Trap or
that's
die.
Jeezy.
I mean,
Oh
look,
my God.
quotations. You can put a little line that says Jeezy. As long as you give credit, you can still put it on the shirt.
That is
I mean,
true.
I think it's about finding, like for me, I work at a social media agency called Boombox, and it allows me to, everything I do is remote. So it allows me to work on everything that I want to. And because I'm working in the industry of, my magazine also, everything just kind of blends together. So it doesn't necessarily become a hustle. It just becomes a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And it becomes just my
love
day to
that.
day.
I love that.
Yeah.
You mentioned something earlier.
About analysis paralysis, like
Yes.
getting you when you're about to start working. Like that's what always hits me.
What do you mean
Yes.
by that?
Being like, I have so many things to do. What do I do first? How do I get started?
And you call it
Right?
analysis paralysis?
Analysis paralysis. Yeah. 'cause
Say
you're-
that 5 times in a row.
Analysis paralysis. Like you're over analyzing all the things that you have to do. So then it puts you in a state of paralysis because you're like, oh, like where do I go? And then you just end up doing nothing. Like I just
Well, it's
will
crazy.
watch Netflix.
It's crazy that you say that because I feel like I got a million things to do every day. Like I literally be in one ear, one conversation phone over here, and like I remember I used to be in school. Like I used to be in school, and I'm very smart. And I'm not saying that to like say that I'm smart. I am, but like. I used to be in class and literally I would literally be on my phone because one, I had to work through school. Like, so I'm on my phone doing something, I'm listening to my teacher in one ear, writing notes in another hand. And my teacher used to like, Casey, you're all like literally tried to put me on blast. And mind you, I'm not good with being put on blast because you gotta be ready. If you coming after me, you gotta be ready for what's coming back. So he's like, Casey, you always in class, you always on your phone, blah, 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 blah. He was like, what did I say? And I literally said, you said this, and the third, and here is 5 pages of the notes. And he looked at me like,
You couldn't
when'd you
believe
take
were
those
listening.
notes?
Yeah.
When'd you take those
Absolutely.
notes? And that goes to show that like, like people that learn differently, you can't really say that this one formula works for the same person, right? And I think that's what's great about business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like there's different companies that try the same thing over and over, but only certain people stick. And I think it really boils down to being true and being patient with your business, right? Because we get frustrated, right? Like, it's like, oh, I put this out and I got this event and it's not making the money that I'm making and it's not getting the traction and that I wanted to get. And it's always so funny, again, going back to, the internet never fails. And you know that voiceover that she's like, post your business, do your thing.
right.
It don't matter how many likes you get, sis, post your thing. I was like, you know what? Get me together. You know, because it's those kind of words sometimes that like put you back in, spirits of what you're actually here supposed to do. Because if you are walking in your purpose and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, the universe is always going to take care of you. Like, how many times did we think the world was going to end? Like, oh my God, why can't I do this? Oh my God, my life is over. But at the end of the day, something beautiful always comes at the end. Like she said, like, you plant seeds, right? And one day, once you keep watering those seeds, flowers grow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like it's about showing up for yourself, because if you just show up every single day and do something that's going to, be towards the end project, right? Like, you learn so much along the way. So then when you do it again, you're like, okay, this time I'm going to do this, that, and the third, right? So showing up and just learning as you continue to go, because if you don't, I remember
when I first started out, I might get some backlash to this, but I was not paying a celebrity to wear my product.
Yeah,
I just was not into that. I'm like, why am I paying you? I don't even know you. Like, I don't even
Right.
talk to you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I
Go
remember
here.
like being like, no. And I remember at the time my partner used to be like, you might just have to. I was like, I might just not do that shit. Because it didn't feel authentic. And then when I went back to the drawing board, I was like,
Wait. Just to be curious, who they were trying to get you to put the stuff on?
I can't tell you guys.
Oh.
Okay.
I can't, because I still potentially
Might
want
use it. You
my-
might have to pull it out the bag.
I might
one
want to
day.
work with them. Like,
Okay.
so I just was like, I don't want to do that. But when I went back to the drawing board, I said, it's another way I could do this that make it doper, that they're asking, like, what is that? And I just had to like just figure it out and go back. But I never look at things as like, you failed that the first time, so now you got to do it again. I'm like, I just put a sticky note like, okay, I didn't want to do that, but I'm going to try it this way or this time. But life is just, I don't know, I try everything. I go through every
you have
emotion.
to.
I go through every
child,
emotion.
child, let me tell
like nothing
you.
is off the table when it comes to like trying anything.
And you could do whatever you want to do, because I feel like once you figure out the formula, like personally, I'm gonna make the bag. Like, I'm gonna figure it out.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So I feel like what is so beautiful about being an entrepreneur is that you have the freedom to try and try and try, and you might get $1 from here, you might get $10 from there, you might get 100, and then that first $1,000 check, you like, oh, I made it, but you didn't really, because it's taxes.
made it 'cause now it's going back.
It's going back. It's going back into business, right? But each time you do it, it sparks different ideas, and it's nothing like calibrating and really rediscovering. Like, to me, it's the rediscover. Like, oh, I can actually do it this way. I can actually watch this tape of this show and say, okay, you did that a little different. You could do this. Oh, that hit.
Yeah.
Do that again.
Right.
Oh, they really like that. So it's like the ever growing of what your business can become. Because guess what? There's people that have made it on top, and we can too.
Absolutely.
And I really try to believe that even when I'm doubting it, like, it's taking long. It's taking long, God. It's taking long. Like, I'll be like, bruh, it's taking long. But I have to realize that, we have to trust that process as well as the finished product. Because if we think about it, is there really a finished product?
It's
No.
Right.
not.
Right?
Constantly
Building.
going.
It's not.
Yeah.
I was gonna tell you too, like when I did clothing, it was just that. But when I went through the process of being plant-based, the response I got from women, I just was like, I am not an expert in femininity or self-healing or self-care, so I don't know. But the response was so big, and I kept saying, God, what do you want me to do with these women? Like, I don't know. And when I did my first wellness event, we did a circle of vulnerability. And I kept saying, like, I am not a therapist. Like, I am just experimental with my own life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to talk to you like how I would talk to myself and what I learned. And I remember I was sitting down and we were all talking. And I asked all these women one question, like, who do you see when you look in the mirror? And everybody just broke down crying.
Wow.
And I was like holding them back. I'm like, all right, God.
Oh, my
I hear
God,
you.
Chevy.
I hear you. I hear you. And I kept saying, and this was in 2020.
Chevy.
And it was so, I think Mom was there too, but it was so like, okay, God was like, this is the
Chevy,
best
it's
boat.
so funny
Yeah.
that you say that because one of my community service projects I used to do in college is that I used to teach because I'm a communications major. So I used to teach public speaking to kids from 9 to 12. The first exercise of every session that I would do is that I would give them handheld mirrors and say, I need you to look at yourself for 5 minutes. And whatever emotion comes out, that is what, because one person you can't lie to is yourself. One person
Yep.
you can't hide from is yourself. And to this day, when I'm feeling some type of way, whether it is about my business or about myself, I literally go stand in the mirror and whatever emotion comes out, I let it come out because you need that reflection. Yeah, you need validation from other people, but you need reflection from yourself as
Yeah.
well because you've lived your life. No one else has lived your life. Even you, like, we can say we're open, but everybody got secrets. Everybody has things that they are suppressing that they don't even want to come to the surface. So that is so crazy that you did that because I always have, I still to this day do that. I don't know where I found it or thought about that idea. They were talking about something along the lines of being in tune with yourself and literally like your mind hides things and locks things for your own protection. And so one of the things was a mirror, you know what I mean? A mirror. And that's why I took it into children because, you know, the biggest development stages in children from 9 to 12. Like 9 is when you start becoming, you know, you have your own thoughts. You can really dress yourself. You can really eat your own food. You can whatever. And 12, by the time you're 12, you kind of have an idea of what you want to be or the kind of person you're looking at or whatever. So that is a very big development stage between 9 and 12 or children. So that's what I used to do. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, let's break down one barrier and see if if that helps you speak to people. Because if you can't speak to yourself, you really can't speak to nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I love a good breakdown. Okay, like I broke down yesterday. Like, just I'm a failure. I da 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 da. You know, and it was just like, whew, okay, I need to get that out. You know, so
Yeah.
I can
You gotta be like,
Feel-
reset myself.
move through it.
Yeah.
Move through those emotions
Exactly.
instead of trying to push them down.
Exactly. And then you do your hair, put some makeup on, and you're
you
ready
feel
to
better.
go.
When you
Yeah.
I love a
good,
good
you feel
hairdo.
good.
Exactly.
I love a
Love
good
that.
hairdo. Like,
Me
again,
too.
going back to the internet, get your hair done, get your hair done.
That was the change. Yes.
I was depressed. No, I just
Yes.
needed my hair done.
It's crazy
it's
how much that is,
crazy.
and I don't know if it's a black woman thing, but my hair is
Girl,
like,
you know I'm doing a whole episode on hair. You know I got to do one. But it's crazy. Like when I tell you the internet never fails me, and that's why we need to put these phones down. Because when she said, "Get your hair done, get your hair done," 5 things you need to do, get your hair done. And y'all know me. Like
Yes.
in the short time that we have known each other, y'all know I have a different hairstyle
Yeah,
every
every
time,
time.
I
One day
see
I didn't even
y'all.
know it was her. She like Chevy. I'm like,
I'm like, okay, see, because I realized that's a part of me. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
everybody has their art forms, and like if my hair is not done, you will not see me. Like I schedule my hair around the things I gotta do,
Right.
and
Same.
it's crazy. But you know, we're gonna get on topic about hair. That's a whole other topic. But yeah, I want to know. Is this the business that you guys are in now? How are you looking to expand it? Like, do you have any bigger visions for what you're doing now?
I think for me, I want
Oh, Nadia was ready. Oh, that's for me.
for Chatworthy Mag, I want to showcase people that don't usually get stage time. And for me, that I've recently realized that is my mission. And then with events, it's really about connecting other creators and allowing them to show up for each other. Because I think that's how we all grow.
Yeah.
You know?
Chevy, how about you?
I actually want a healing house.
Oh.
A Sheegan healing house. I want it to be bi-coastal into the places I love to visit. I don't really like Airbnbs and hotels, honestly. But I want to expand into 2 things, a healing house and a wellness museum. So, hey, guys.
Okay,
Love
nice.
that.
Okay. How about
is
you,
perfect.
Taylor?
This year I am putting together a team. I always have people who work for me for Sparkle Bar at different events and like they're kind of part-time, but this year I'm looking to really build a solid team, people who would maybe be interested in traveling with me, definitely a team of people here in LA. So that means I need more consistent business to make sure that I can always be hiring and, you know, paying these people, which has been coming through. And then I need more consistent business in other places, right? Like I have a team of girls in Chicago when I do Lollapalooza. If I had more things in Chicago that I could keep them busy with, that would be great. A team of girls that are in New York for when I have my New York and New Jersey
Dope.
events, you know? So I'm really looking to be able to do
Awesome,
that, which will help
awesome.
me get more hands off of the business, right? So then I can just be here sort of sending people to events. Like, okay,
Awesome.
you're going to go work this. You're
Love
going to go do
that.
that.
That's dope. That's dope. I guess for me, I guess I kind of started a new business here, right? You know,
Yeah.
my podcast.
Yes.
And I think that for me, what I would love to do, I'm so grateful that I have a base of women, Black women, a tribe, like you said, that I was able to, hey, can you come to this show? I need y'all, because we got to stock these videos. You know, we got to
Yeah.
stock it. We got to stock the
Yeah.
content. So for me, I want this to grow into that platform, a safe space for Black women to get together and cultivate each other and uplift each other, encourage each other, cry together, share similar thoughts. So that's the goal for me. We do have to wrap up. Thank y'all so much for coming. I really appreciate y'all, surrounding love around me and coming on the show today. Nadia, thank you so much. Chevy, thank you so
you.
much. Taylor, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that's it.
That's
all.
Daz It Daz All is written by me, Casey Carnage, and produced by myself and Rick Barrio Dill. Executive producer is Duff Ferguson. Our senior producer is Sabrina Seaver. Associate producer, Bree Corey. Audio and video engineering and studio facilities provided by Slap Studios LA, with distribution through our collective for social progress and cultural expression, Slap the Network. If you have any ideas for a show you want to hear or see, please email us at info@slapthepower.com. And as always, go to dazitdazall.com and sign up there to make sure you will never miss a thing. See you next show.